December 30th. And so Barb is live on YouTube. So my name is Barb Mulliken. Welcome everyone to my live stamping class that I do every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 Mountain. That's my time zone. 6 Central and 7 Eastern. I am very excited to be here tonight. I skipped last week, of course. Oh, hold on. The old iPad is got some sound on it. And we don't. Hello, turn off. There we go. Otherwise, you're going to hear me twice, and I think once is probably enough. Oh my gosh, why is this not shutting off? Oh, it's this. Is it still going? My computer. Anyway, technology is sometimes difficult. So anyways, I'm now seeing myself. There's like a delay, like from when I say something and then when you guys see it through the YouTube app, it's like, a few seconds. So anyways, I'm watching myself scrambling, turning around, trying to get that dumb thing closed. So anyway, I think we're good now. The only sound I should hear is my voice talking to you. I shouldn't hear myself again on any other device in this basement. So let's hope that that's the case. So everyone is on here saying Happy New Year. Yes, everybody, Happy New Year. Let's go 2022. Goodbye 2021. Let's go to 2022. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I'm having a hot flash. Anyway, so I'm very excited. I hope you guys had a fantastic Christmas. I did. My daughter came home from college. My brother was here. He lives in Tucson, and he flew in. He originally flew to Billings, Montana, which is where my father lives. And then my dad drove him down here. And then my dad came back down and picked him up. So that was really nice. And I did get my hair done, but I didn't get it. I didn't get any highlights in it. I just did it on Tuesday. And she just put a regular color on because I think I had some pretty decent highlights the last time. I had her do it. So we just did like a touch up to get rid of the gray, or as my son so lovingly calls it, old lady skunk stripe. Yeah, he thinks he's funny. Sometimes he is. Sometimes he's not. I see some of you guys commenting about those poppers, and oh my gosh, you guys, yes, here is the OG popper that Dina got for herself and Kelly and I when they were here earlier this month. And then I got my family some. I got 3 more of them. I got this cute little snowman. He shoots orange balls. Of course, this is his nose, And yes, Debbie, I have ruined every one of these gray hairs. And so he shoots orange balls out of his nose, which is, of course, why wouldn't he? It'd be a carrot nose. And so then I got my daughter a llama unicorn that shoots out of the rear end. And then I got my brother a pink unicorn that's kind of as tall as this guy here that shoots out of his nose. Now, I have to tell you guys, if you haven't purchased these things yet and you want to, get the ones that shoot out of the nose or the mouth. They are actually the easiest ones to shoot. And I very, very rarely had any not shoot. Okay. This one, it's a hit or miss whether it's going to shoot or not. I don't know why that is, or if it's just because you can get more leverage, if you can put 2 hands around the body and shoot it out of there. But the butt shooters do not work as well. So if you haven't purchased them yet, get a mouth or nose shooter. And there are probably 50 different styles of these things on Amazon. They're by a company called Hog Wild, and they're just called poppers. And so my brother and I, well, first we had some family feuds. Of course, why wouldn't you? And then my brother and I were having a little contest where up in my dining room area, we have this kind of half wall, and then the wall has like spindles in it. So you have like an open space and a spindle and an open space and a spindle. So we kind of decorate that open space, and we put these adorable little trolls. If you guys are familiar with these cute little things, we have trolls up there. We have some fun reindeer. We have these little gnomes. And so my brother got this wild hair the other day that he thought it would be awesome if we shot these things off of the shelf. So little baby troll here was worth 10. If you could blast him off of the ledge, you got 10 points. Gnomes were only worth 5. So we played 20 rounds, him and myself, twice. I beat him the first round. And then the second round, he whooped my butt big time. So anyway, those poppers are really fun. So if you haven't gotten them yet, they're not too expensive. You might even be able to find them in like your local toy store or something like that, because they're amazing. And yes, you guys are commenting on my trolls. I have Santa, I have Mrs. Santa, I have daughter, son, and then baby troll. Baby troll's naked. Oops, he does have a cute little butt though. Anyway, so we were knocking the baby troll and the gnomes off, and so it was hilarious actually to watch us having this battle royale with poppers. But it was a lot of fun. He left yesterday. My dad came down and picked him up yesterday, so he left yesterday. He is actually flying out of Billings tonight to go home. So I'm sad face. But we had a fantastic time, and he is hilarious. And I have a cute. He's very, I don't even know what the word is. I mean, it's not that he's really crafty, but he loves buying things that do things. Like he bought this paper Christmas tree that you set in this little plastic kind of like petri dish, and you add this magic solution, and then it like grows crystals. You know, the solution gets sucked up all the paper, and then crystals grow. So he loves doing stuff like that. He bought this other crystal thing that we're growing upstairs. He buys those things that we call grow beasts. They're like little tiny, I'm not sure what they're made of, but when you put them in water, they expand like, 50 times their normal size. So he's an engineer, so he's got this kind of weird brain. Anyway, he decided this past year that he was going to create resin art. This is one of my Christmas gifts. This is a little terracotta pot. He has painted it 2 colors, so there's a little bit of craftiness in him. Then he filled it with resin, and underneath this top layer of resin is some kind of glow-in-the-dark glitter glue. And it does glow in the dark. I would turn the lights off, but that'd be kind of weird if we were sitting here in the dark. Anyway, so that does glow. And then he bought these shark keychains, and he stuck these in. So we all got one of these for Christmas. So I don't know what the heck is up with that. Then he also made these other little things. I don't know. He must have had like a plastic shot glass, one of those little plastic shot glasses. And so there is some, you can see the glitter glue, the blue kind of glitter glue in there in the bottom. And then he put some, I call them Orbeez. I don't know what the hell they are. Oh, I just cursed. I'm really sorry. Oh my. That never happened. The heck. Glitter glue in this. So this little bead of glitter glue will also glow in the dark. And then there's this thing here that also has some purple glitter glue in it. And yeah, I'm still, oh my gosh, I am like so hot right here now, you guys. I am so embarrassed. I'm so sorry for that. Anyway, my brother likes to make stuff, and so we all got these random pieces of resin art from my brother for Christmas. So I just had to show you guys that because he's pretty funny. So anyway, that was Christmas here. We didn't do a whole lot. My husband had to work. He's in law enforcement, that most of you know that. And he earmuffs. So he had to work. He had to work Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, and of course the day before Christmas Eve. So he's on this kind of weird rotation. It just so happens he's had to work every holiday this year. He's worked 4th of July, he's worked Thanksgiving, he's worked Christmas, he works New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. I'm still laughing. Oh gosh, I'm so sorry about that. Okay. So anyway, we had a great time, and some fun was had by all. You may notice when I turn the camera on that I do have this little contraption. My son had a Fitbit that he got for Christmas from me about, I don't know, 4 years ago. Well, anyway, it doesn't connect to his iPhone. So he asked me if I wanted it, and I said, okay. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it. I haven't worn a watch for, oh my, I don't even know when the last time was I wore a watch. So I don't know if I'll be able to stand wearing it. Oh, Sherry says, oh, yep, some of you guys are talking about your relatives. It is what it is. I mean, the medical people, the law enforcement people, it's just, you got to take your turn. So, yeah, so sorry that all of your people had to work also. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to keep this thing. I don't know. Maybe I want, I know, Mary, gosh. I need to censor myself apparently. So I'm like really hot right now still. Whoo! Okay. Anyway, so I'm working on figuring out how to use this thing. So we'll see what happens. I may keep it, I may not. Okay. I think that is it for this angle of the camera. So I think I'm going to flip it and I'll show you a few of the Christmas cards that I got. I don't have them all because my husband likes to put them up on the wall upstairs. And so some of you that have mailed me Christmas cards, they're up on my wall upstairs. These are the few that I snagged before he did. So they're here. So I'm going to show you some of those, which I appreciate that very much from all of you that sent me cards. That's very sweet of you. So yeah. Okay. So let me see if we can get this flipped quickly. No guarantees because sometimes the dumb thing doesn't like to rotate. Oh, and it's not rotating now. Why are you doing this to me? Hit the button again. Oh my gosh, how many times am I going to have to hit it before? There we go. Okay, so we have flipped the camera. We got to make sure it's all set nicely. I'm a little bit anal about how the camera is, if it's level and all that kind of stuff, because I don't know, it drives me nuts when I watch videos and the camera's not level. That just bugs me, so I don't like it. Okay. All right. See, I'm trying to check anything, if you guys had any questions or anything. I don't think so. We're talking about trolls and poppers and all kinds of fun things. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So here are some of the Christmas cards that I got. So pretty. Look at these, you guys. They're gorgeous. This is from my friend Shanna. So Shanna, I think, might be on here. So thank you very much, Shanna. This one, I don't want to let people see the insides, but this is from one of my team members, Patty. So thank you very much, Patty. This is from another one of my team members, Nina. So I had some fantastic team members this year sending me some awesome cards. This one is from Donna. Thank you so much, Donna. This is from Karen, I believe. Yes. So thank you very much, Karen. I love this color combination that Karen has here with the Blackberry Bliss and the Rich Raspberry. And then I have this beauty from my team member, Kathy. So there you go. And also, Kathy sent me these little gems. Aren't these adorable? Wait till you see what's inside. You know how sometimes you send a card to somebody and you don't want to sign it all the time because you want them to be able to use it? Well, these are little Post-it notes with the little phrase, that you can stick inside a card, so the person can pass it along. So these are awesome. So Kathy, thank you so much. She's even got my name down here and my website. So yeah, this is an awesome present. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay. Here is a magnetic calendar that I decided to print. I was ordering some postcards and this kind of popped up in there and said, hey, do you want to order some magnetic calendars? And I said, hey, I guess. And so I did order a few of these. So I will be sending some of these out. So these are kind of fun if you're into using calendars. And then I wanted to show you guys a little bit of a few things that we got going on here. I have no idea. Tina, I don't know where she got them. I will see if she can tell me, if I can get that out of her. And if I can find out, I will let you guys know. Okay. So I'll be sure to ask her. So I don't know. I'll find out, you guys, and I'll see if I can bring it back next week and we'll talk about it then. Okay. So I will ask her. Okay, so for the month of January, my online class is going to be using the Artfully Composed bundle. And now I have to find it. This is the stamp set. I can't show you the inside of the catalog to show you the dies that go along with it, but they are amazing, let me just tell you. And they go with this, coordinate with this beautiful Artfully Composed Designer Series paper. And they also have this fun printed vellum listed in the suite of products. And so my class will consist of the Designer Series paper, the vellum. You will get a half a pack of the faux sea glass gems, a half a pack of champagne rhinestones. You'll get 4 different styles of ribbon in this class. So yay, look at, they all match these fun papers. You get a paper pumpkin box, 4 note cards and envelopes because we're going to create a gift. Of course, you can keep it yourself or you can give it to someone else. And then there'll be 8 cards, 2 each of 4 designs, and then you'll have all the cardstock pieces that you need to create that. So that is my kit class for the month of January, and it will be $45 for the kit for all the products. Everything is in this little sleeve here that you will need. Everything is in here. And then if you want to add on the bundle, you can. The bundle will go live from Stampin' Up! On the 4th, which is next Tuesday. So I do have links to everything in the description of this video. So if you want to get a pre-order in for this, I would love to have that, and I can get you a PayPal invoice, or you can just purchase the kit. So again, this is the Designer Series paper. Loving it so much. All right. Next up is 25% off of my Christmas card classes to go. So I've got the sweet little stockings, the peaceful deer, and the Christmas season. So if any of you are interested in Christmas classes, and this one isn't necessarily Christmas, I do have a couple cards in here that aren't Christmas cards. Of course, the deer, they're not all Christmas, and you could change the sentiments on them very easily. This one, of course, the sentiments kind of make the whole thing, so you could change those also. They're all 25% off. If you want one, you can message me, barb@barbstamps.com, and I can send you a PayPal invoice. I always have adhesive kits for sale. They always come in these adorable rainbow colored pouches. There are multiple colors that you would get. You can request it if you want. If I have it, I'll absolutely send it to you. Otherwise, it's just kind of a random thing. And you get glue dots and and a seal adhesive and a liquid glue and a tear and tape and an adhesive eraser, a ruler, and a sand eraser that erases ink mistakes. Now, this isn't like a cure-all thing, obviously, but it does take a little, it does take some of the ink off. So, I mean, if you have a really bad spot on white, it'll lighten it up. If you get too harsh on it, it will tear your cardstock, because that's kind of what it does. It kind of takes a little bit of the cardstock off, but they do work really well. And so, yeah, so the adhesive kits are $40 if they're ordered with a class, $45 if they're by themselves. Our new catalog kickoff party, you guys. The new catalog is going live on Tuesday along with Sale-a-bration. So that is awesome. And we will be having, of course, a new catalog kickoff party, Kelly, Dina, and I. And if you guys have ever been a part of one of our catalog kickoffs, you know how amazing they are. If you're a Stamp Happy Academy basic or premium member, you get in for free. Otherwise, it's only $10. So $10 is a great deal. We always have ordering specials. We are going to each do a live class during the 4th through the 18th. So you'll have 3 live free classes. I guess not free, you're paying $10 for it, but $3.33 a class. That's crazy inexpensive. We're going to do a meet and greet, which is always a good time. The 3 of us are hilarious when we're together, if I do say so myself. We're going to have card challenges, mystery stamping. We're going to be giving away lots of prizes, including some bundles and some other things out of the new catalog. We're going to have game night. I don't know exactly what that's going to be just yet, but we will have a game night. And more. So again, there is a link in the description of this video. If you're not a Stamp Happy Academy member, you can click on the link and pay the $10, and then you'll get a link to the Facebook group. We'll get you in there. If you are a Stamp Happy Academy member, you get in for free. And so, yeah, if you're basic or premium, it's free. If you're live only, it still is $10 for you, but $10 is a really inexpensive price. All right. My class for December, since we're still in December, the online class was the Borders in Bloom. It's an amazing class. In fact, a couple weeks ago, I did this super cute project, which is a card on a bag, and I used the Pierced Blooms dies for that. I have another card here somewhere that I did on a YouTube live here maybe 3 weeks ago using those same dies. And of course, this one also uses the borders in basic borders dies. So that class is fantastic. If you guys are looking for some classes to take, this is an amazing one to do. Links are in the description. My Iconic Sunny Sentiments class is fantastic also. I've still got kits for that. I don't have any more Christmas cards for sale, but I do have all occasion cards for sale, so you can click the link in the description for that. Elegantly Said, I think I've got 3 of these kits left. This was all fun folds and beautiful cards, because you can tell by this fantastic paper. Eden's Garden, which is actually the paper and the gems and the cotton paper, are going to be retiring on the 3rd. Well, the 3rd is the last day you can order them, because then the new catalog goes live on the 4th. So I'm going to be doing something with this today, but this class, I still have a few packets of that. I still have 1 or 2 packets of the Artistically Inked, I think. And then, of course, as always, we always talk about Stamp Happy Academy because it's amazing and everybody should be in it, because Yeah, it's very inexpensive. $19.95 gives you 4 online classes per month, the PDF files for those. Special events throughout the year, like we talked about a few minutes ago. Catalog Kickoff Party is free. Premium membership gives you all 4 online classes plus 3 live classes a month. Each one of us does a live class basically focused on layouts every month. Or you can just get the live onlys for $20. Now, with these 4 online classes a month, you have access to all of the online classes that we have posted since January of 2020. We post 4 a month. So there should be 48 classes available to you with your $19.95 membership fee. So that is an amazing deal. I also wanted to show you my amazing Hidden Hinge gift card holder that I created for you guys 2 weeks ago. Check it out. It opens up. You can slide a gift card in there. And then it closes. You do not see the hinge on this thing anywhere because it's hidden. So if you're interested in making this fantastic gift card holder, and you can do it for birthdays, anniversaries, whatever, graduations. When I'm done tonight, don't do it yet because you're going to want to see what I have for you tonight. But after tonight, or after this live is over, check out some other videos on my YouTube channel and you will find the Hidden Hinge gift card. So there you go. Okay. So now we can get into our cards for this evening. And so we're going to start off with the Ever Eden Designer Series paper. And of course, we're going to be using the Garden Gems. Now, like I said, oops, there's ink on that. Oh, it's on the inside. The paper and the gems are both retiring on January 3rd. So if you do not have these items yet, you're going to want to get them before that. You can get them in my online store. Right below here is a link, and the paper is, look at that, there's these gorgeous gold accents on this paper, so fantastic. And then the gems, it's kind of funny, I didn't really think I was going to like these gems. Do you have anything on the Sherry? I don't know what you mean. Do you have anything on the Iconic Sunny Sentiments class? Please elaborate. Sometimes Barb doesn't know. I'm old and my brain doesn't always work properly, so sometimes I don't know exactly what you mean. So back to this. These are available through Monday, and while I have this out here, I wanted to let you guys know that I make these paper charts every time we get new catalogs and we have new papers. I make paper charts. Now, I used to sell the kits to make charts. I can't do that anymore. They are so much work, but I can, for those of you that have the papers and want to make your own charts, I sell the files. So I sell the file to print these on your white cardstock. And then I have, do I have my graphic for my Sunny Sentiments class? Oh, yes, I do. So I sell the files, which is photos of all of the completed charts and the chart file itself for you to print your own for $6. So if you guys are interested in that at all, I don't know if I have a link in the description of this video, but I will absolutely put one in. And Sherry is wanting to see the graphic for my class. And actually, Sherry, I can do you one better. I can show you the cards. I'll kind of show them kind of quickly. They use the ombre specialty paper, and here they are. They're gorgeous, and there you go. So you won't be sorry if you purchase it. I promise. It's an amazing class. So anyways, if you guys are interested in the files for these papers, I will put a link in the description. $6, pretty inexpensive. Okay, let's get on with the card now. So here are my supplies. So I'm going to make an envelope. I actually, unfortunately, a very dear friend of mine lost her mother. It might have been yesterday. Yikes. I was thinking it was the day before, but I think it might have been yesterday. No, it was Tuesday. It was 2 days ago. Anyway, that's not important. The important thing is that I need to make her a card. And so I was looking around here trying to decide what could I make for her, you know, that's beautiful and elegant, but yet can kind of express my thoughts to her. So I came up with this card. And so I'm going to have a coordinating envelope, of course, because why wouldn't you? And so we're going to start out with some, we're going to use actually 3 different patterns. Well, this is actually the same pattern, but we're going to flip it. And we're going to make her card. So I've got a 8.5 by 5.5 inch card base of soft succulent. So I'm going to fold that in half. There we go. And then I have a 4 by 5.25 inch layer of evening evergreen. And I have a piece of the designer series paper. This is 3 by 4.5. And then that's going to go on a piece of soft succulent that is 3 1/4 by 4 3/4. Okay. And I'm always looking for ways to use up designer series paper because you guys, I'm sure most of you are like me. We're kind of paper hoarders, and we buy it because it's beautiful. Then we don't want to use it, but we have to use it. And so I decided that I was going to get this paper out. Oh, I have ink on my finger. And I was going to make some cards with it. So I did come up with some other cards. It's the exact same layout, just using different papers. And I'm going to show you those as soon as I'm done with this card. So very simple, uses up some of your designer series paper, which I know you're going to be happy about. All right, so we are going to, get our seal started here. And we're going to add this to this layer here. So I'm just going to do, get that on there centered as best we can. Okay. And then I'm going to tie a ribbon around here. And as you guys know, if you've been watching me for any amount of time, you know that I struggle. Ooh, we have Becky White here. This is her first time watching me. Welcome, Becky, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. I struggle with tying knots and bows around paper. I can't do it. And so I like to tie them, if I can, I like to tie them around things, and then it makes it a nice taut bow or knot. Ooh, she shared. Thank you so much, Becky. She shared it to Facebook. That is awesome. Oh, I see my friend Donna is on here. Hello, Donna. So I'm going to tie a knot around this little bottle of Stays-On Cleaner. And then when I put it on my card, it'll be nice and tight, and I won't have any floppy ribbon because that drives me crazy. Okay, so I have tied my knot. Whoops, I need my little ribbon scissors here. These are my nicest paper snips. All right. Ooh, we have someone else. Ooh, what is your name? Katie Lay says it's her first time. Yay, you guys, I'm so excited. Thank you to my regulars who are sharing the video and thumbs upping. That's not even a word, but it is to me. And commenting, because that helps YouTube spread the love of my video to others. Okay, so I have a loop. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to decide where I want the knot to lay, which is going to be pretty close to the edge. And then I'm going to pull my loop over just a bit, and I'm going to snip it off. So that way I can just use some tape and I can get this wrapped around, and it'll be nice and tight, and Barb is happy because I do not like floppy ribbon at all. Okay, so we'll just add this. We'll wrap this around. Ooh, somebody else. Joy Ann Lind. What a fantastic name, Joy Ann. Oh, she's from Gillette. That's about 100 miles from me. That's awesome. Judy, thank you, Judy, so much. So I'm going to snip off that, and that one looks to be about the right length. Okay, easy enough so far. I'm going to do a little bit of stamping on this layer, so I need a scratch paper. I like to use these little 6x6 papers that we basically sell for our Stamparatus tool, but I like to use them without the Stamparatus tool just because they're really handy. They're very small. They have grid lines both sides. Obviously this is what do you call that, imperial, and I think this is metric, so I'm just using the metric side, no reason. And so I am going to add some of these leaf stamping. I'm going to stamp some of these leaves. Boy, words are hard after Christmas, and those of you that just joined us missed my naughty word I said earlier. Okay, so I'm going to go around here. I didn't do it on purpose, and it wasn't a horrible word. Okay, so I'm just going to go around the outer edge because I don't need to have anything in the middle because my main layer that I just created with my designer series paper is going to take care of that for me. So we'll just do this and right down there at the bottom. So that's pretty much all we need to do there. Easy peasy. And then I'm going to add this to that. Now you could use dimensionals if you want. I'm going to pop up my sentiment piece, so I don't want to have, you know, too much bulk. Sometimes the post office gets mad at you if you have too much bulk on a card. And the last thing I need is the mailman mad at me, and then he won't pick up the mass quantities of cards and packages that I send out all the time. Okay, it doesn't seem even, but yet it does. No, I don't think it is. Okay. Oh, we have somebody here from cold Southwest Minnesota, Mary Schreiber. Yikes. It's kind of cold here too. I have this Fitbit thing on, and I was getting ready and I tapped it. Okay, there we go. And then if you hit the weather, I think it's like minus something here. Oh, I lied. It said it was minus something. It's 17. That's a heat wave. Nobody cares about that. Okay. So we have that done. We have that done. We're going to put this on here. Pretty simple. And then we're going to work on our sentiment piece. Okay. So we'll get this onto our card base. There we go. And sometimes if I need to press something into place, I'll do it from the opposite side. So in the event that any of my stamping is still wet, I won't smear it. That's a pro tip from somebody who smears a lot of stuff and gets ink on my fingers constantly. Okay, so this is the opposite side of the paper I used on the front. So I just wanted a little bit of something subtle on the inside. This is 3/4 of an inch. And it looks like I cut it about 6 inches, but it's way too long. But we can easily trim that off. Better to be too long than too short. Tomorrow is supposed to be 8. 8 is not warm. Yeah, 8's not warm at all. Not a fan. Okay, so this is going to go on the inside. And when I do my insides, for those of you guys that are new, this is the front. Obviously, I'm going to put this on the inside of my card. It's going to go like this. But I'm a right-handed person. So I'm going to turn my whole card. And this way, since I'm right-handed, my left hand can kind of help me guide where I am going to place this. And what I'm looking to do is put it in there so I have equal distance on these 3 sides. What happens in here doesn't make any difference. So even if it's off, if it's crooked, if it's too short, no one's going to notice because all of that is this color. But people will notice these edges if they're not even or straight. So that was a little bit of a tip for you guys. Okay, we have an envelope to cover. So I do like to use liquid glue on my envelope flaps, and I like to put a very skinny bead of glue. Of course, if I can get the glue to come out. Come on, glue. That tells me that I may have a plug. So here's something else I can share with you guys. This is a little foam pad that came in. We sell a clear block holder, and when you get it, it's got all these little foam pieces in the spots where the clear blocks would lay. And so I took all those out and I saved them. And so I have all these pins, or actually they're needles. And when I have a glue blob stuck, look at that. That was a big one. I just do that and then the glue should start flowing freely for me. Well, of course, if we get it down to the tip. Come on, you. Geez Louise, we just got the big blob out of there. We may have to skip this. Seriously, why is it not coming out? Do we have another blob of glue stuck in there? We're going to try a different pin this time. No, I'm not getting anything else out. So why isn't the glue? Oh my gosh, finally. So you can see that my bead of glue is very, very skinny. Hardly any glue is coming out. And part of that could be because there's a clog in there. But you just want a tiny, tiny little bit. And then this piece is cut to 2.5 by 6. And so I'm just going to lay that right. Actually, it might be longer than 6. Normally I cut them to 2.5 by 6, but this was kind of a scrap that I had laying there. And then I just trim around it. And as I'm doing this, you're probably going to notice that I'm actually going to end up cutting the envelope. Not on purpose, but just because I don't want to be that careful about it. Because, you know, this is the boring part of making a card, cutting paper off of an envelope. So we don't want it to take too much time. So we're just going to wing it and just cut it off. Okay. So this is what we have so far. We still have to do our sentiment piece coming up right now. So I have this tag punch, which I can't remember the name of. So if one of you people has a catalog close and can tell me what the name of this punch is, that would be awesome. Oh my gosh, somebody says they're having minus 40 wind chill. Yeah, I would absolutely stay in. I personally don't ever like to leave my house if I can avoid it. But sometimes you have to, but not when it's that cold. I will not leave. Okay, so whatever this is called, which I can't remember. Excuse me, good Lord. I have a strip of soft, succulent cardstock. And the length doesn't really matter that much, but you just want to make it long enough that you have something to hold on to. So this is probably about 3 inches. And then I cut it to 1 1/4. So I'm going to slide it into my punch and I'm going to line it up so that it's like even from top to bottom. So you can kind of see here and here Essential Tag Punch. Thank you, Tony. So I'm just trying to flag the end of this. That was crappy. Let's try that again. I have a few extras here because I thought I might screw it up. Okay, so again, I'm trying to make it even on the top and bottom so that when I punch it, that looks to be better, that I have a nice end of the tag. Okay, so then I'm going to bring in my Evening Evergreen ink once again, and the sentiment that says sending hugs. Thank you guys all so much for looking that up. I appreciate that. It's the Essential Tag Punch. All right. So I'm going to kind of line this up more towards the right side, and stamp that. Okay. And then I did a little bit of die cutting. So of course the Eden's Garden stamp set and the Eden's dies are going to be in our catalog that starts on Tuesday, but the paper and the gems that I'm going to use are not. So if you don't have this yet and it's something you want, but you like the paper and the gems and maybe you can't afford it all at once, I totally get it. Get the paper and the gems now, and then maybe get this, next month when we have celebration benefits and you can get some free stuff. So I have taken a couple of the dies. So this long die here is kind of, I don't know, I call it the sentiment die, but I didn't want the whole sentiment. I just wanted the ends. So I just cut the ends out of Soft Succulent. No, that's not what it is. Evening Evergreen. And then this little piece here I did out of gold. And so I'm just going to add these to this little piece here. Ugh, this glue is just going to be the death of me. Why are you clogging up when I pulled a gigantic glue booger out of you? All right, so I have this little end, so I'm just going to stick that on the end of my label there. Cute. And then I'm going to add some more, and I'm going to add this other one. So I'm kind of hiding, the bulk of that to the back, so you can't see it on the front, but yet you get that fun design that sticks off. Then I thought we'd throw the little gold or little gold friend. This is the cutest little foliage piece. I can't tell you how many times I've used this. And I'm going to add this right around my sentiment. So we just have some nice, oops, I got glue on the table. A little bit of fun on the end there. To tie that tighter. And then I'm going to stick this under here so that my sending hugs shows up. And my fun. So I want some strips of dimensional. So I'm going to pull a couple off the edge here, just to get right on the edge. Hello, Carla. Nice to see you. And Pam is with us. Flora, Sherry, Laura, all kinds of you guys are joining me. Yay. Thank you so much. And for you guys that are like giving me thumbs ups and sharing the video and commenting, I appreciate that more than you know. YouTube likes that a lot. And they promote videos that they think people like. So if you're liking this and sharing it and commenting and all that, YouTube is like, hey, this is a good video. We need to share this more. So they will share it. So that's awesome. Okay, so we're almost done. We have to put some gems on there, and then we'll be done. So this is what I was telling you guys earlier when I pulled the gems out, of how when I first saw these gems, I thought, oh, I'm not going to use these. Those are weird. Why would you use those? I'm just going to use these circles. Well, as you can tell, I've been using a lot of these, and I have found that they look really good, like in the centers of these points. Can you see what I've done there? How that's just kind of cool. And then maybe down here we'll throw one. So I am really, really liking them in that, using them that way. So anyway, there is my first card, and I do have a few others using some of the other papers that I'm going to show you. Let me bring those in, and then while you guys are oogling and awing over them, I can clean up some of this because I don't like a big mess. So here, the exact same card with different papers. So let you check those out for a quick sec while I clean a little bit here, because I don't do well stamping in a mess. So I always have to clean after I make a card, and I know that's annoying for some of you. You want this to get on with the show. I totally get it, but I can't, because I can't do it. Especially when I have stamps that have like a lot of ink on them. I don't want to put them back in my bucket because they can get ink on other things, which can then get on my fingers, which will then get on my projects, and then that just makes me not happy. Okay, so there are my 4 cards. I've got just a few different ribbons here. This one I've got the soft succulent sheer. This one I've got the evening evergreen sheer. Both of these have the gold. They all have the gems in some fashion around that focal point there. And so, yeah, I thought that was kind of fun. Not that I really am happy to be making sympathy cards, because I'm not, but it's a part of life. We always need them. And so now I have a few ready to go. 1 for my dear friend and 3 for, well, who knows, but hopefully I don't have to use them for quite a while. Okay, moving on to project number 2. We are going to do a bit of a sneak peek here for you guys, and we're going to use the Celebration Sunshine and Rainbows paper. I know you guys have seen it. Other people have shared it. Here it is. This is my little chart that I made. And yes, Judy, we all slip with the words. Oh my gosh. So this is the Sunshine and Rainbow paper from Celebration, and this chart makes me happy. I could just hang this up in my stamp room and look at it and be happy all the time. Which that reminds me, I have to share something with you guys. We used to have a set of dies. I can't remember what they were called. But it had a stamp set that coordinated with it, and then it had this set of dies, and they were amazing. I don't remember what they were, but I made this to showcase, all the dies to my customers, so they could see that the set had all these words and all these little things. And so I have sold the die set because it's retired, but I will not get rid of this because this just makes me so happy. I have it just sitting up here on one of my cabinets, so I can always look at it because it's just so fun. So I love multiple colors of stuff. So this is amazing. Okay, so this is the paper we're going to use. It is a free choice during Celebration when you place a $50 order in my online store, or call me and have me order it for you. I'm happy to do that for you. This is one of the options of something you can choose. It's a set of 48 6x6 papers, and these are all of them, both sides. These are all the coordinating colors that are in the package, which is, look at that, that's amazing. So we're going to do a cute little card using that, and this is a stamp set that is free for a $50 order during Celebration called Driving By, and I think it is so cute. I just love these little vehicles. I'm not a great colorer, but these are not very much to color, and so I find them really fun to kind of play around with. I'm not great at like shading and all that kind of stuff. I can color, but I'm not good at the shading part. So for me, I don't really feel like I have to be good at the shading to color these little cute vehicles, so I'm not. Anyway, this particular stamp right here, this little VW bug, I am going to most likely cut that apart if I can. I'm going to try. It was free for $50, so if I screw it up, I'll probably be sad, but I'm going to try. I might be able to cut right through because there is like a little space in between there, because I don't know if I'm always going to want to use this card with presents on the top. And if I feel like I can't get it done, then I'm just going to use tape to mask it off, because I have a feeling I'm going to want to use this card without the presents all the time. So if I can't get it cut apart, or I don't feel like I can get that done, I'm just going to use a piece of tape and do some masking that way. So anyway, same thing with the balloons. You can totally mask those off as well. So our card is going to be using both of these items. And here's another stamp set that is not a Celebration item. This is just in the catalog. So cute. We're going to use this little cloud and this little sun on our card. And just in case you were wondering, this is the stamp set and set of dies. It's sold as a bundle that coordinates with this paper. So if you buy the bundle, I believe it's probably a $50 bundle, you can get the paper for free. So that starts Tuesday. So this is a sneak peek for you guys. All right, where's my papers? Here they are. Okay, so that's our papers. So I have already taken the liberty of die cutting something because my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine is clear over there in my stamp room. And it is this die here. And you can see my die is kind of bent. I don't know if this happens to you guys ever, but this is how I kind of fix it. I'm very gentle. Let me state that right in the beginning. I'm very gentle, but I kind of put my fingers on the back, my thumbs on the front, and I just kind of, I'm pushing with my thumbs backwards, but my fingers are there to kind of not let it go too far. So I don't, see how I straighten that? So that I don't go too far and, you know, bend it back the other way or something like that. So this is a little trick that you can use to kind of fix, quote unquote, your dies. Just be very, very gentle. Oh my gosh. Katie says, thanks for recommending Only Murders in the Building. That was the most amazing show, you guys. I've watched it twice now. I watched it once with my husband, and then I watched it last week. My daughter got here before everybody else for Christmas, and her and I watched it. I think we binged it over like 2 days. Such a fantastic show. If you guys have Hulu, definitely check out Only Murders in the Building. It has Steve Martin, Martin Short, and Selena Gomez, and Steve Martin and Martin Short, and Selena Gomez too, but they are just so funny together. I laughed quite a bit during the show. Even though it's about murder, it was still a great show. And I think Sherry might be on here. And Sherry, I forgot to message you, but I was very surprised at who did it. So I'll just say that. I won't ruin it for anybody. But anyways, fantastic show. So I'm glad you liked it, Katie. Okay, this is going to be our inside piece. So always got to have some fun on the inside. Outside pieces, we have Melon Mambo as our main card base layer. This, I can't remember. So let's measure it. It is 4 3/4 by 3 1/2. And you know what, you guys? They're coming out with a second season. They've already started filming it. So I can't wait for that. It's probably going to be a while, but it's going to be amazing. Okay, what did I say? 4 3/4, 3 1/2, and then this is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Okay. I should preface the fantastic show by saying there is some cursing. So if you're opposed to cursing, you might not want to watch it. I mean, they do not like every single episode and constantly, but there are some F words. So we'll just leave it at that. Okay. So I need to bring my 6x6 piece of paper back in here because I'm going to do a tiny bit of stamping on this layer, but I'm going to use Versamark for my little sun and my cloud from the kite set. And let's see, a lot of you guys are talking about it's so good, so good. Okay, it might even be worth it to you to get Hulu for the month. Honestly, it's so good. Yes, Sharon, you are correct, and my plates are bowed, but I'm not going to throw them out just because they're bowed. I will just continue to try to fix, quote unquote, my dies. So there you go. Okay. Brenda says she loves my directness. I don't color so good, so I don't do it. You know, I do it. I'm just not that good at it. And you'll see when I color today for you guys how I'm not that good at it. Okay, so here we're going to put a sun in the corner. Pretty simple. I'm sure you can see that. Versamark. I was going to use my Mango Melody pad, but I made this card as a swap, so I've made a bunch of them. But it just... it was too dark. I didn't like the darkness of it. So I kind of liked it to be a little bit less bold. And so I have found that this Versamark works better. Ooh, Grace and Frankie, or Frankie and Grace. I had a friend who told me about that, but I never watched it. Maybe I should. I just don't think my husband would like it. I mean, that's normally when I watch TV is with my husband. Otherwise, I don't watch TV. I'm too busy. I don't have time to watch TV. But he likes to watch TV, so I don't think he'd like that. He'd call it a chick flick. So whatever, husband. Okay, so I put a few clouds, not very many, because I'm going to have my little label here is going to go over. So I'm going to cover most of that up. So you can see I don't need a whole lot, although I might have one. I might put one just so it's just at the top of this paper. So try that. Did I get it or did I not? Tiny little bit. That's all I really wanted. And then I might do a tiny one up here. Okay. So then we've got that done. So then I need to bring in my black memento and I'm going to stamp. I'm going to ink up the car. This is probably the stamp set that I was most excited about when I saw the Celebration stamp sets. I just love this. I think it's so cute. It's kind of nostalgic for me, this kind of Barbie, this little Barbie sports car. And then, of course, the VW Bug. Who doesn't want a VW Bug? I always did. I never got one. But anyway, let's see. So I've got that stamped. I actually have another one stamped because sometimes if I don't wait enough time to color it, it will smear. So I stamped that a few hours ago, so it's ready to go. So here it is. And here are the colors that I'm going to use to color it. I've got a dark polished pink, light granny apple green, dark daffodil, light navy. Uh-oh, we have somebody, I think we have a troll. Can I get rid of that? I need to get rid of that. Hold on. Remove. Okay. There we go. Where was I? Light So Saffron, light Pool Party, and the two, oh no, this says gray granite. That's not what I wanted. I wanted smoky slate. Hold on. Dark and light smoky slate, not gray granite. Okay. Sometimes you get these trolls on here, you guys, and they just got to go because we don't want them on here. And if it's not a troll, I'm sorry, but I don't know what you wrote and it didn't, so you have to go. Okay, so I'm going to use the dark polished pink and I'm going to color the car. And I did learn something in coloring this car as many times as I did for my swap. If I rotate my cardstock, that was helpful to me to get, because some of these little spots on the car are small. So if I rotated it so that I can still sort of see, because sometimes my hand will get in the way when I'm coloring, I've noticed. And so I don't like that because then I can't see. And then it's like I said, I'm not the world's greatest colorer anyway. And so, yeah, there's a lot of people that are very good at coloring and they do such a fantastic job and they're shading. And oh my gosh, I'm not one of those people. Oh, Sharon, thank you so much. Sharon said she blocked him. Yes. Okay. Way to take care of me. I appreciate that. All right, so then I've got the light Night of Navy, and I'm going to do this balloon with that. And then I have, this is the dark daffodil. I think I wanted the light daffodil. What am I doing? Where's my, there we go. Yes, I wanted the light. So I'm going to do this one here. And then my granny apple green is going to be my other one. Yes, Beth says because your hand creates a shadow, it absolutely does. And sometimes it gets in the way. And I mean, if I was a professional, you know, and I knew what I was doing, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal, but I'm not a professional and I don't know what I'm doing. So I have found that to darken some of these, because when I use the dark, well, I can show you. The dark one to me was way too dark. See how much darker that is than my yellow? So I just went over it twice with my light. And it's the perfect color. So I'm going to go over this again with my light granny apple green. I'll show you what the dark looked like. They were just too dark, I felt. You know, they weren't going, see, it's not a whole lot of difference, but it was enough that I didn't like it. So there you go. Okay, so then I have dark smoky slate. And I'm going to do the tire here, the outside. This is like one of those, you know, white rim tires. So it's kind of fancy. So we're going to do the dark on the tire itself, and then we'll do the lighter gray for the rim. Okay. And we'll get that. And you can see I'm not perfect at staying in the lines. And that's probably just because I'm live, you know. When you're live, you get a little nervous. The light So Saffron will be for the headlight. And then I just forgot, I need to do these two little bumper pieces with my smoky slate. And there it is. So there's my cute little car. I also have a little sentiment that's in the set that says, "Aw, thanks," which is really cute. So we're going to ink that up. And we'll try to get that. Make sure I have it going right because I'm too lazy to put the labels on. As you can see, there it is. And people always ask me about these grids, and Stampin' Up! Used to sell these. They're like window clings. They don't anymore, but I'm addicted to them and I can't stamp without them a lot of the time. So that's why I have them on there. Okay. And then I have the light Pool Party to just kind of add a tiny bit of like ground. And I know Pool Party probably isn't the best for the ground, but I didn't want to have it be so dark that it, you know, I felt like the Pool Party was light enough to mimic the ground, but yet dark enough to ground it. So that's why I did that. Okay. So I think we have everything stamped that we need to have stamped. And so we can do our assembly. I've also got this denim ribbon, which I thought was really cute. So let me add some seal to this paper. And this striped paper, like I told you before, I just love multiple bright, happy colors. They make me happy. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's 140 some people watching me. That's awesome for me. That is really awesome for me. Nancy's asking you guys to give me a thumbs up. Oh, thanks, Nancy. You're so sweet. I would like it too if you wouldn't mind. If you've got nothing else to do and you can hit that thumbs up button, that would be awesome. Sandy says she has 2 blocks with grids and she loves them. And I keep hoping that Stampin' Up's going to come out with grid blocks. You know how a lot of blocks like have grids, I guess, etched into them is the right word maybe. And I keep hoping that Stampin' Up's going to come out with some. So they haven't yet, but a girl can dream, right? Okay, so I need to cut a little bit of ribbon here. And I'm just going to kind of cover the seam with this. Oh, here was my little piece of tape that I used. I'll just tear it in half and use it on this. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this around and attach it to the back. Oh, Kathleen says she just got a red VW bug this summer. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I just always wanted one. I don't know what the heck. I just thought they were amazing and I always wanted one, but you know, I didn't get it. I guess there's always time. There's still time, right? I mean, if men can get Corvettes, we can get VW bugs. Not that my husband has a Corvette because he doesn't. Nor will he get one because it's expensive. I want something else first. Okay. There we go. Way too long. Whoops, those are not the scissors I'm looking for. I'm looking for some scissors that I don't mind cutting paper with. I try to keep one of my paper snips scissors. I mean, I probably have 10 pairs of paper snips, but I try to keep one for ribbon only. And so I do have like the silver Sharpie that I did an asterisk on there so that I know that it's my ribbon scissor and not to, you know, cut paper with it. Because if you cut paper with ribbon scissors, well, we all know it's just like fabric scissors that your mother used to have. And whoa, don't even look at those because you will be in big trouble. I know it happened in my house. Don't look at the fabric scissors. Of course, that was back in the day when, you know, moms made your clothing out of polyester. Yikes. I had a lot of polyester pants and matching shirts that my mom made for me. And I look back at pictures and I just laugh. And obviously it was the style and she did a nice job and all that stuff, but it still makes me laugh. Okay. Get that centered as best we can. And then this little guy is going to go right there. So cute. And you know what? This card is so cute that I'm not even going to, I'm going to use minis. I'm not even going to add any embellishments. See, I'm going to try to, because this particular die cuts like slits in the paper. And it's nice if you want to run ribbon or something through, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to try to almost like glue this together with dimensionals so that it doesn't come apart. So I'm just kind of pressing it together with my dimensionals. And then I'm not adding a huge amount of bulk to the card, you know, because they're just little baby dimensionals. And then they'll kind of straddle the ribbon too, so that'll be good. All right, use my non-existent fingernails to pick off these bits. Yeah, I'm not a fingernail person either. I don't know. It's a lot of maintenance and I'm just not about it. Okay, there we go. Yes, look at that. How cute is that? I hope you guys like it. I thought it was adorable when I got done making it. So yeah, just the bright colors. I mean, I know we haven't really had a winter that long. I mean, where I live, it hasn't been that long. But I'm already tired of it. It was below 0 a few days ago, and that's just too cold. Okay. Yeah, it needs a Barbie in the seat. Carla, you are so right about that. Okay. Oh, you know what I was going to do? And I forgot to do it. I wrote myself a note and then I didn't do it. I was going to try to stamp the balloons. Okay, let's try it. We'll see. We've got the paper in there, but you know, sometimes Barb is able to work some magic. Sometimes Barb isn't, but we're going to try. So I need to clean off this stamp, get it all nice and clean. Okay, I think it's clean. And I'm going to, well, we call this slapping it or spanking it to get it dry. And then I'm going to try. So I'm going to try to mask off the card. I don't want all the strings. I just want the balloons, because my plan was to kind of stamp them like right down here. So I'm going to try to do that. So I'm going to use this scratch paper, and I'm going to cover up my designer series paper there so I don't get it inky. And we'll see what happens. Okay, so we are going to ink up the balloons. And I need to see first like how I need to angle this to get them. I think it's just, I think like that. Yes. Okay. So I'm going to ink them up again. So now, of course, the most important part about masking is remove the tape or the Post-it or whatever it is that you use. Okay. So I've got my designer series paper covered, hopefully. And oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, and then you have to get rid of the tape without getting it on your fingers. Okay, so then what I can do is I can, well, I'll try to do this without making a mess, because I just stamped it, so it might not like me at the moment. But we're going to try to color this in and not touch the black, really, if we can. And then we can add a little balloon to the inside. Not that, you know, you always have a balloon in a thank you card, but I can do what I want, right? It's my card. There. So in case you happen to, oh, you know what else I wanted to tell you guys? This is another fantastic tip. Okay, so the card's done. So I'm sure you all, most of you probably use Memento ink. It's just a popular ink. We all use it. So I have more than one. So you might notice when you use Memento, you know, you get this ray all around the edge of your, you know, because when you're opening and closing it, you're touching the pad and whatever. And so then sometimes it can get messy and you can get ink on your fingers because you've touched the lid. So this is what I do. I use a baby wipe. I just happen to have some baby wipes here because I'm messy. And what I do is I take my lid and I wipe the whole thing, or wipe around the whole edge using my wipe, so that this is nice and clean now. But that's not all you have to do, because the base is also dirty, and especially down here in these ridges, it gets really black. So if you take your wipe and you go around the ridges, that's how you can kind of clean your pad so it doesn't get ink all over you. And you have to do it, I don't know, every so often, because, you know, every time you open and close the lid, it seems like you probably touch the pad. So there. So this is what I do every so often. And look at all that. Just from the edges of this pad, I have gotten all that ink off. So that's a little tip for you guys. If you use Memento, or I guess any of those other pads that kind of close like that. I just had to do it today. And so I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to share that with you guys. Okay, last card coming up. This one should be very quick because I designed it to be quick cards, and they're basically flat cards. So sometimes the post office does not like when we send out cards with lots of bumps in them. And so these cards are bumpless. That's a new word we're going to use today, bumpless cards. So we're going to be using 2 of our stamp sets. This one is Retiring. It's in the holiday catalog. You may have overlooked it. But it has some really nice, big, bold sentiments. And so it's almost like you can just barely do anything to a card if you have a nice, big sentiment, and then just have the sentiment be the focal point. So I did cut mine apart. So I did cut the wheat off of the Sending Thanks, because I don't always want to have wheat at the end of my thank you card. And I cut the dove off the Peace on Earth, because I don't always want to use the dove. Okay, so we're also using these 2 little flowers from the Dress to Impress stamp set, which is in the big catalog. We're going to be using one of our mask sets here. We're going to be using this one, the Basic Patterns. And now because I'm a demonstrator, I can buy catalogs for pretty inexpensive. So I mean, maybe $2 a piece. And so I have a catalog that I cut up. I earmarked to be cut up. And so I did cut these pieces out of the catalog so that I could mark my masks, because I don't know, when it says Basic Pattern Masks, to me, I don't know what that means. But if I have a picture, that I can understand a picture. So I did that on the Plenty of Patterns also. So I'm going to be using the polka dot stencil out of this pack here. So we're going to get that out. I have also used a layering circle die to take a piece of copy paper and cut a hole out of it. So that's what I did there. I also have another little scratch piece of paper here that we are going to use. And then here are my pieces for my card. So I'm going to have a black card base and then a white inside. So this is 5.5, 8.5. This is 4 by 5 1/4. And now I can't remember. My white layer is 4 3/4 by 3.5, same as the last card. So this is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. This is rich raspberry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a tiny bit of adhesive on this piece. Oh, whoops, I don't want it on that side. Hold on. Let me, I'm going to cover it up with some tape because I need to use this side because I need to use English measurements because this is cut to English size, or imperial, I guess they call it. So I'm going to put this on my layer here, and I'm going to center it between these lines. So like each line is 1/4 inch. Okay. So I have it centered. So, well, mostly centered, not exactly, but it's good enough. So it's kind of centered in between this grid area. Okay. And then I have this piece that I am going to place over it, and I can see through my paper pretty well. So I can kind of line that up with the grid lines on here, and I'm going to put this piece of tape down. Now you did see me stick it on the back of my hand first. That's going to help so it's not super sticky, so it will still come off. And then I'm going to put my mask on. And here's a tip about the mask. So I'm going to end up filling in this hole with polka dots. And I can see through it. You guys might not be able to, but I want to center or put my mask on here so that I don't have like a lot of empty space around the edges. I hope that makes sense. It probably will when I get done. So I'm trying to move it around so that it does what I want it to do. So I'm going to tape this down now. Okay, so we've got everything taped down. So now we're going to bring in our Fresh Freesia ink and a blending brush and a block. So I am going to just barely tap this into the Freesia because I don't want this to be super dark. And then I'm going to tap off some of that ink. Can you guys see that I have ink on there now? Because I don't want this to be super inky, because I want this to be kind of light. So I am going to start, and I can see the circle. I don't know if you guys can, but I can see it. So I mean, if you were doing this, you know, at your home, you would be able to see the circle underneath the mask. So I'm just going to add some Fresh Freesia polka dots to my layer. Okay, and so if I was continuing to do more stamping, I would have ink still on this block that I could continue to use. I'm going to leave it there because I might do a little more stamping tonight after this live is over. So I'm going to remove my mask, and you can see that I have some nice polka dots. And so what I was talking about is you want to make sure your polka dots are all the way to the edges. You don't want to have a whole bunch of white space up there because it looks better if it's not a bunch of white space. So then I'm going to bring in my two little flower images here, and this is rich raspberry ink. Make sure that it's rich raspberry, yes, because I was using Blackberry Bliss too. And I'm going to start out by stamping one of them in the center, and then I'm going to ink up the other ones and kind of go around it in a circle. And I'm going to kind of rotate the flower so that it doesn't look the same all the time. And let's see, maybe we can kind of do that. And then I'll ink up the next one. We'll kind of rotate it a little bit too. And we'll bring this in. Let's see, how do we want that? I think we're going to go with just mostly the flower here. There we go. And then again with this little guy like that. And then maybe we can use this one again. You'll just have to kind of, you know, rotate it around and kind of see what you feel. Okay, so then I'm going to lift up this, and you can see since I stuck it on the back of my hand, it's not very sticky anymore. And then look what we have. How cute is that? So I can fold that back over. It's taped over here still, so it'll stay ready for me. And then if I fold this back up, the ink is on the front here. So if I want to go rinse this under the sink, I'll know what side has ink on it because the tape will tell me. So, but I'm going to set this off to the side. So that's done. So then all we need to do is add our sentiment. And so we are going to add a sentiment using Memento. And I'm going to use the large thinking of you sentiment. So let me get that inked up. What do we got here? Hello from Iowa. Thanks you guys for all of your comments and all of your thumbs up and everything. I appreciate that so much. And so I'm going to stamp this off to the right, but so that a little bit of it is going to be on what I just created. Okay, so it'll still show up. And so that is basically all we're going to do. And we're just going to glue this together and it's done. And it is a bumpless card. That's going to be a new word, bumpless. I'm going to start using it. So we've made a bumpless card. Oh, I hope not. Is anybody's video blurry? Sometimes, you know, with internet and weather and coldness, the feed might get a little bit messed up. I hope not. But if it does, just give it a few seconds. I am not seeing anything here. I can never get my Memento ink pen open using just one hand. Oh, I don't know how. I don't know. Did I just do that? Oh, no. Look. What is that? Well, we're going to have to fix that somehow. I'm going to have to think about it. I don't know what that is. It's almost maybe like a little fuzzy. Okay, hold on. I wonder. Well, okay, I'm gonna leave it for the moment. I'm gonna let it dry. And this may end up not being a bumpless card after all. Well, you can't do the sand eraser too quick because otherwise it will smear it. So you have to make sure that the ink is dry before you use the sand eraser. So while we're waiting for that to dry, we can decorate the envelope and the inside of the card using the same technique that we just did. So we can bring, this is the inside of the card, so I can bring that, like the corner of that, in here, like so. And I can add, so now I can bring my ink back in, I can pull the rest of that ink off and add a little ink here to the inside of the card. Okay, so here's our inside layer, and we're going to add a little flower, and we can also do our envelope. So we can bring our envelope in here, and we can do the corner of that. And I'm going to get a tiny bit more ink on this. Black marker flicking, that might work. We shall see. Let me get my envelope done here. So the whole card is going to have like a theme. It's going to have this polka dot theme and then that little flower. Okay, so because I've already, hopefully this will come off. Yikes, I'm careful. Ooh, there we go. And then of course where I stuck my hand, I stuck it on my hand, it should be good. And there we have that. Okay, so then we can bring back our ink and our little flowers, and we will stamp the larger one. We'll go ahead and stamp out here on the front, and then the little one we'll stamp on the inside. Okay. Yes, we may have to. Oh, I just got ink on my fingers. Watch me while I lick it off. I know it's kind of gross, but you know, it's non-toxic, so I'm not going to die. It's fine. Okay. Let's add this to the inside. And then I have some other cards to show you guys. I did a few of these this afternoon using different color combinations, and I just really was excited about them. Okay, so basically the card is done. Pretty simple. You could do a lot of them, I feel like, in a short period of time. That's going to really bother me. What can I do? I can try the sand eraser. Hold on, let me grab it. It might not work perfectly because this is kind of a dark spot. We'll try. So I'm just kind of being gentle here with it, because basically what I have to do is take off the top layer of the cardstock to get rid of the spot. And so sometimes if it's really dark, it's harder to get it off. And it can also be obvious that you did it if you're not careful, because you will have you'll kind of muck up your cardstock a little bit. if you're not careful. And I am trying to be careful, but you notice I'm just doing a tiny bit at a time, and then I'm kind of brushing off the excess, so that way I can kind of see, you know, what I've done. And it's getting better. It's absolutely getting better, but the problem now is that it is starting to tear up my cardstock. So I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna leave it because it just is. Oh, you know what I could do? Hold on. Where is my black? There's a black marker. Is this black? No, it's navy. Where's black? Oh, hold on. I have to get it out of my cupboard. Oh no, it's right here. You know what I could do? Okay, this is just, I don't know if this is gonna work. Maybe I could add some black dots, you know, just kind of around this thing. Maybe kind of like that. There. How's that? I think that's pretty good. So let me show you the rest of the cards. Oh, first of all, this is the first one that I did this afternoon. You can see that using the long sentiment on this was not so good because you can't even tell. So that's why I decided to go with the shorter or more condensed sentiment on this color. Then I did do a petal pink and calypso coral where I did use the long one, and it looks fine because this is light and so it shows up really nicely. I did daffodil and mango, and again used the same long image there, so that worked out pretty good. And then I did one with polished pink and magenta, and of course then did use the side, the same one that I did here. So now I have a set of 4 cards that I could gift to somebody, or I have 4 cards ready to go that are bumpless. If you did want to jazz them up with some gems, you absolutely can. I think that looks fine with the gems, but they're not bumpless then, of course, you know. So these are all bumpless. And then, like I said, I've got the envelopes. I did the envelopes on all of them, all the same. After I did each card, then I did the envelope. And this is the only one that I did the actual inside in so far. I haven't put the inside in the other ones. But anyway, I hope you guys liked that. I shared some fun tips with you guys. Hopefully they were helpful. So let's bring in the other cards that we made. So here's our cute little car card. Oh, it's upside down. And then here are our sympathy cards, which of course we all hate to make, but it is a necessary evil of life. And there you go. So here are all of my cards I did today. Again, thank you guys so much for watching me. You don't know how much I appreciate that. And all of your thumbs ups and all of your subscribing to my channel right down here in the corner, all your comments, all your sharing, all of that stuff helps me out so much. I appreciate you guys all so much. I hope you have a fantastic New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. If you're doing anything at all, I'm not doing anything. I'll be in bed by 10 on New Year's Eve. Tomorrow is Get Rid of Christmas Decorations Day. I'm always a person that likes to start the new year with no Christmas decorations. It's just a thing I do. Some of you probably wait a little bit. Some of you may have already taken them down. So tomorrow's the day for that for me. And I will see you guys here next week. So until then, have a fantastic week, guys. I'll see you later.